It was a long night for ComicsGate as Heroes Con is going on in North Carolina. I do have a little FOMO. I was seeing all the pictures of like a lot of my friends out there. I was like, dang it, maybe I should have gone. But yeah, I got a little baby, so it's a little tough right now for me to get out to conventions and the like. Maybe next year, or maybe in a couple of years, we'll get that going as we're growing very, very big here on the JDA Talks Comics channel, and I appreciate you guys being here. Now, somebody who's really stagnated out with his channel is Shane Davis, and we've been calling out exactly what's happening with ComicsGate as it's been in its massive decline in the last few months here. This is all spurned on because of the bad behavior of Ethan Van Sciver, who's dedicated himself just to destroying independent comics creators. That's all he does these days. He doesn't work on his comics. He's not delivering his comics, and everybody who's kind of just ridden his coattails, the John Malins of the world, the Shane Davises of the world, who have been attempting to get some love off of that audience, is sorely out of luck now. Their campaigns are not doing anywhere near where they used to. They're not making the money they used to, and they all look completely miserable at this point, as you can tell. Now, Shane Davis just launched a comic, and it's not doing very good. It's been stalled out since it came out. Very, very, very low dollar amount on Indiegogo. He's got a website that claims that it totals Indiegogo and people buying on his website. I think those numbers are suspect personally, and he doesn't seem like somebody who's very, very happy with what's going on with that. And so he's at HeroesCon apparently, and he spent the evening, instead of actually just hanging out with people like normal people do at cons, live streaming on his channel here in a very dirty hotel room. You can kind of tell the quality and caliber of a person just by how they maintain their spaces, and you can see his bed's a disaster. He's got crap all over the place. It's somebody who's not leading an organized, healthy lifestyle. You can tell. And you can tell by the body language here. He's just like not happy. Now, he was drunk streaming as well. Just this is what ComicsGate is these days, and that's exactly why we're forming a new and better movement in comics. It's all about comics, guys, where these guys like kind of let everybody off the rails and tried to build this whole situation where you just worship Marvel and DC artists, because that's exactly what the mainstream industry's done for years. They were supposed to fight the mainstream industry, and it chose, it's kind of a bad leadership to do so. So they all fell off the rails. We know exactly what happened here. We know what happened with your boy Zach, as we cover that quite a bit on the channel. And as they've done so, these guys have been lashing out at the people who are actually fighting the culture war. And I think that fighting the culture war is very, very important. There's a couple ways we do that. Of course, calling out the mainstream industry, which we do all the time here. And secondly, building our own comics and really producing and working hard outworking the mainstream industry. So we're doing that. I'm glad you're here. Hit the like and subscribe button, guys. This is the real movement where it begins. We have a great community, and we're building a real community of readers first, which is why I'm exploring different platforms. These guys are doing everything the old guard way, right? Exactly like the mainstream industry is doing. 20,000 variant covers. This one's only available for 48 hours. All these gimmicks that aren't about reading comics at all. It's just about extracting money out of simps. We're doing the opposite here. I'm actually putting out books on different websites, webtoon sites, archaven.com. I've got a Substack now, which I've been posting Flying Sparks, my old stuff, my back catalog, so that everybody can just read it. I want you to read. It's all free Flying Sparks out there, because reading comics is where it's at. Great superhero story. It's been, of course, hailed by a lot of people as the best superhero graphic novel of the last decade. And of course, that quote actually came from a Hugo Award-nominated editor. So this is the real deal. This is where real reading's at. Now, I've been making some exclusive comics on a site called Subscribestar, which a lot of people are not on, because it's a Patreon alternative, because naturally I'm banned from Patreon. And then, of course, I'm banned from Indiegogo, banned from Kickstarter, because I'm the real deal, and they don't want to compete with me. They know that I was getting really popular on Kickstarter, and so they tried to hamstring me on that sort of stuff. It was ComicsGate people that actually reported me for hate speech to Patreon. Very, very sad on that front. So I know that that's a site that not a lot of people are on, but Substack is. And so I'm now providing some of my exclusive content that I've been doing. We've been making comics in addition to crowdfunds, exclusive comics. Extra Sensory is one of those. It ties into Flying Sparks. It actually develops a side character out of there. I've got full universes that we're building here, guys. So get on the Substack. It's in the description below. There's a free sign-up, and of course, if you want to support us, there's a paid sign-up as well. Appreciate you guys for being here. That's in the description below, along with my web store if you want to grab some books, the Subscribestar if you want to be on that site. We have everything going here. We're building, creating, and working so hard. I posted yesterday just like how much I was working, and I'm like, wow, so much beyond what these guys are doing. We don't sit and live stream for hours because I just don't have time. And anybody who does have this kind of time is just kind of living a weird lifestyle at this point. Now, CG is having problems, and Mike S. Miller, a great artist, was also at the convention. He was out posting about how he was hanging out with fans and friends, talking about the Lord Jesus Christ until wee hours of the morning, and hanging out like a normal person does with the people that are there, rather than hiding and holing up in your hotel room drunk and alone. Weird stuff. Why would an artist of this caliber, be doing that? I guess it's a miserable sort of thing. Like I said, you can kind of tell just by the way people treat their own spaces, like where they're at on things. And so this devolved pretty crazy. Shane Davis at the very end of this video here starts rambling about hookers and stuff. I don't know. That's stuff that's like, again, just not the morals that we want to perpetuate here. That's the problem with ComicsGate. There's been a lot of nasty stuff that's been going on. And of course, we need to build a movement that's about real values, about saving American values, about saving Christian values, because otherwise you can't create great art. You can't have great art without that. They go hand in hand. So that's what we're doing. And so, of course, this was pretty interesting. I guess somebody was going off in the chat, and maybe that was Mike S. Miller. Don't know. I think he popped in real quick. And Mandy Summers made fun of that after they shut down this live stream when Shane was rambling about hookers in the late evening. Crazy stuff. Now this is the bad stuff going on. But note how they try to paint this stuff and make like what's normal the bad thing, what's bad the normal thing. This is kind of like what the mainstream comic industry does a lot of the time, right? When you have to come to someone's YouTube chat to seek relevance by calling them sad and lonely at 2 a.m., you need to take a long look in the mirror. Shane is surrounded by friends that care about it. Surrounded by friends that care, okay. And 1,000 of his fans in the chat. Get a effing life, shithead. Wow. That's some swearing. And you could tell that this really got to them, because obviously the dude is kind of sad and lonely, rambling about hookers drunk in his hotel room, rather than, of course, engaging with the comic fans at the convention. Weird stuff at that level. I was asleep because I go to bed at 10, but that's just it. I got to get up in the morning, write news articles at 6 a.m. I work really, really hard. That's kind of the difference. So interesting stuff. Now, Mandy actually turned off comments on this post so nobody could comment because, of course, they don't want any pushback on this kind of thing. But there is a big problem. And here it is. While Shane was sad and alone in his hotel room, crying about no one at the con paying any attention to him, I was with a bunch of friends laughing and enjoying his blubbering. You shutting down the stream because of one chat made us cry tears of laughter. Thanks for that. Wow. Absolutely savage. The sad and lonely night of ComicsGate is what I'm going to title this video. Absolutely crazy. Now, something else big happened last night is recently Ethan Van Sciver's been going on some tirade. He's going on Fund My Comic, which I like. But what's interesting is Ethan spent the last 2 years denigrating Fund My Comic, saying it's not the spot to go. You got to stay on Indiegogo. While Indiegogo, of course, has been canceling and destroying everybody because, he just wanted to maintain his audience in the same spot and maintain control over everything. Now, he claimed that Fund My Comic had security issues and things like that. I've been launching comic campaigns on there for a couple of years. Meanwhile, there's been no security problems or anything like that. It's ridiculous. And so he eventually got pressured into going over there because enough people have been banned in his circles, Cecil being one of them, that it's like, why are you still propping up this SJW company? And there's a couple of reasons for it. Indiegogo, I think there's a level of an anonymity on there where people can back multiple times for projects. And I'm very sure that ComicsGate is one big scheme that's all fake. Like I said, Shane Davis has his stuff on his own website, that the numbers are suspect now. They really don't line up with what's going on with Indiegogo. It's really, really weird, and I just don't think those numbers are real. And I don't think a lot of the ComicsGate numbers are real either. I think what happens on Indiegogo is Ethan Van Sciver has a secondary account, and this is my theory, backs his own campaigns multiple times to make it look like there's a huge success there. That way he brags like it's a huge success, and then more people come in because, the perception is it's a huge success. And I think he's able to do that very easily there. Now, with Fund My Comic, I think somebody might notice it who's running the sites that actually is paying attention to these things. And so he doesn't want to go over there because he doesn't want real numbers to show. It's part of the reason they never went to Kickstarter as well, even though Indiegogo and Kickstarter are both SJW platforms. They denigrated Kickstarter but propped up Fund My Comic. It was really weird stuff. And so this is it. So now he's gone over there, and he's crying victim already to start things. And he goes, the same folks pretending to be ComicsGate is trying to cancel people. Pretending ComicsGate is trying to cancel people. Ethan has worked really, really hard to cancel me for years. And I know that his people are behind my getting banned from Kickstarter. They mass reported me over there. That was part of it. Like I said, ComicsGate people, Ethan's ComicsGate Kings, one of them actually is responsible for my getting banned from Patreon and reporting me for hate speech. So very, very funny on this. It's complete hypocrisy, because this is exactly what this guy does all the time. So I've been banned from platforms, and it's largely the fault of his followers and the people that he props up here. So they are canceling people. And they actually did email Fund My Comic multiple times demanding that I get removed from the platform. Also, they really wanted me not to be able to fund my comics anywhere, which is crazy. That's it. That's why I explore a lot of alternative platforms. Don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, right? And so here it is. He put up a CG Comics Master Racers. You look at this edgy, Master Racers. You're funny. Edgy stuff that he likes to do and pretend he doesn't as well. He's putting this out there, and he's claiming he's getting canceled, where, of course, people are like, Ethan Van Sciver just doesn't fulfill. And so Fund My Comic actually issued a statement saying people are allowed to put up one campaign if they're a publisher, two that are not fulfilled before the next one can be done, which is kind of a normal way to do things. So Ethan has not put up one on Fund My Comic, so he's welcome there, and that's good. I appreciate that way of handling it. I think Fund My Comic is doing it correctly in that level. But Ethan Van Sciver put this up, and this shows how little their following actually is at this point. 38 people backed it. That's it. That's all he got last night. And so launching this whole deal, this is a big, big, big embarrassment. This is a sad and lonely night for ComicsGate, as they failed here. He did his live stream. Nobody came in on it. Again, he has a new cultivation of followers who are not comic book readers, and so everybody's campaigns are suffering down the lines. All of the people who are following him are now losing out on a lot of backers, and even his stuff is not going because it's just gone at this point. And so this is a sad and lonely night. This is exactly what's going on, and this is why the body language looks like this at this point. This is why they look like they're miserable and bored, because they are at this point. These guys know that the grift is up, that they're attacking everybody relentlessly in the indie spheres, from Eric July to John Longbox to myself to Mike Bass-Miller to Doug TenNapel. The list just keeps growing and growing and growing, and they're running out of people that actually follow them at this point. It's really crazy to watch. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Please hit the like and subscribe button, guys. Please grab this. Just go on the JDA Comics Substack, sign up today, start reading. Read some exclusive comics now. We've got exclusives on here. I've got exclusives on Subscribestar. We're building real readership here, and the reason I do them on this type of stuff is I can just put out comics this way. You can just read them. It's brilliant. It's we can do it as soon as I get a page. I can put it up. How cool is that? This is the modern way of doing things. We're not following the trends of the old school industry and just trying to squeeze every extra dollar out of everybody. I appreciate you all for being here, and this is it. So appreciate it. Sign up in the description below. Hit the like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.